I'm Frankie Salzman, the rabbinic intern here at Kol Ami. I'm joined this evening by Rabbi Lutz and Lisa Edwards, accompanying us with her beautiful music as usual. And it's so lovely to be with you all again tonight for another Shabbat, to take a moment, to take a deep breath and slow down from what was a busy week for me and likely many of you, and just take a chance to rest, to rejuvenate ourselves, and to find some time to be at peace. We'll begin with the song Hineni. We now take a moment to welcome in Shabbat with light, and I did not ask anyone who wanted to light candles this evening, so I'm wondering, Leonard, perhaps, could you come up and light candles for us? Yeah, Leonard Slutsky. I always love to honor you. You do so much in helping us set up, and so would love to have you light for us tonight. You can find the prayer on page 120 in our Siddur. Appreciate you being on. There we go.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As our brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, Sovereign of the universe, who follows us with mitzvot, commanding us to keep the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you who commands us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
I'll invite Leonard to lift up our Kiddush cup as we turn to page 123.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu Zikaron lemaaseh bereshit Ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh Zecher letziat mitzrayim Ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim V'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
Hi. Thank you, Leonard. We continue welcoming in Shabbat with music with Shalom Aleichem, page 142.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boechem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech המלכים הקדוש, הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתם לשלום מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. שלום עליכם, שלום עליכם, שלום עליכם, מלאכי השרת, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Having taken time to welcoming Shabbat and the Shekinah, the Spirit of God, we now take a moment to welcome one another. So please turn and introduce yourselves. If you're joining us online, it's so great to have you with us. We rise together for our call to prayer, the Baruch, page 146.
Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Baruch hu et Adonai, Hamevorach, Baruch Adonai Hamvorach, Leolam Vaed, Leolam, 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 Leolam Vaed. Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la.
You may be seated. We turn to page 148, and become one of my traditions almost when I leave to look at the window when we reach Mariv Arvim. I kind of try to keep note of how dark or how light is it as sort of as a way of we're transgressing and progressing through the year. And tonight there's a little bit of light, not quite fully dark for the first Shabbat of the year. And so we are able to find moving into this next season, and we know Purim coming up, and it seems like only yesterday we started the year, and now spring is here, and we have this amazing prayer to take note of that, to help us to ground us into the weekly cycle, into the coming of the day and the night. Let us read together in English on page 148. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, ruling light away from darkness and darkness from light. transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzavaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. And with this idea of the eternalness of God, we turn together to page 152 as we rise for the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Seated as we turn to page 150.
Join with me. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בהם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Sing the song of people joined in understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. We sing together that song of peace and freedom, Mi Hamocha, on page 158.
עושה פלא נורא תהילות עושה פלא תחראו בנה בקי הים לפני משה ומרים זה אלי ענו ואמרו אדוני אמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד יא לה יא לה 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 יא לה 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 יא לה יא לה 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 יא לה 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 לה.
The following page 160, we have Hashki Venu, a prayer where we ask God for peace and comfort. In this Shabbat, I know it's something that I need after a busy week. And so we read now together. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, hapares sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. We turn to page 162, as we sing the words at the bottom, Yismechu.
ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת וקורא עונג וקורא עונג ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת המקדשי מקדשי שביעי כולם יספעו ויתענגו מטובך ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת וקורא עונג וקורא עונג ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת והשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו חמדת ימים אותו קראת זכר למעשה בראשית ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת ובמלכותך שומרי שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת.
We now take a moment to turn to the Amidah, a time in our service for us to pray as a community the words that are on our hearts tonight, to offer up to God whatever it is that you are holding on to from this week and want to let go of, what you are hoping to have in the coming week. Use the words of the Siddur with the words of your heart. We begin and rise together on page 164 and then continue silently.
Adonai Sfatai Tiftach Adonai Sfatai Tiftach Ufi Agid Tehilatecha Ufi Agid Tehilatecha Adonai Sfatai Tiftach Adonai Sfatai Tiftach Ufi Agid Tehilatecha Ufi Agid Tehilatecha
Page 178, Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim le'olam Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim le'olam Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim le'olam Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim le'olam V'tov be'enech לך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
As we pray for that abundant peace, we now transition that peace to one of hope, of healing. As we think of all of those in our community and the greater Jewish world and beyond in need of a prayer for healing this evening. You can see above us the names that we're thinking of tonight. And if there's anyone else that you're thinking of this evening, I invite you to share them with us now. We add to those names any of those for whom is joining us online, as well as all those on our heart. Our prayer for Misha Beirach can be found on page 371.
Misha Beirach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Beirach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha La'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
May they all have a refuah shlema of full healing of body, of mind, and of spirit. Did you know that Ben-Gurion, the first prime minister of Israel, tried to have a word banned from usage in modern Hebrew? It was the two-letter word et, aleph tav. Et is a grammatical marker for a direct object, an extra Hebrew preposition, and it can be seen sometimes as superfluous. For example, ha in Hebrew means the. So the tabernacle, which we've been reading so much about recently, would be ha-mishkan. However, if it appears after a verb in a sentence, it needs to be written as et ha-mishkan. But we would still translate it as just the tabernacle. For this reason, Ben-Gurion argued for dropping it. Why? Money. He said because et lengthens the sentence without adding meaning, it was an unnecessary cost to modern Hebrew printing. Ben-Gurion did not succeed in this. We still use et today. However, when I first learned about it in my Hebrew class, I too wondered if et was really necessary. It took me a while to grasp the concept, and it was arguably my least favorite Hebrew word, because I kept forgetting it when I would write or speak, since it didn't add to the English meaning that I was trying to translate in my head. Today, however, et has become one of my favorite words. This is because when we look at Torah, Judaism teaches us that not a single word is superfluous, even et. One of my favorite teachings from my time in school is one that also speaks to the importance of each word. In explaining how the rabbis approached Torah, my professor, Rabbi Josh Garraway, said that the early rabbis saw every single word in the Torah as a lock. And they also saw every word of Torah as a key meant to unlock that lock. What this means is that the potential amount of meanings we can draw from the text is almost infinite. Hence, one of the reasons we reread the Torah every year. There is always another potential key and lock combination to be found. And all of this holds true even for the short two-letter word of et, that technically has no meaning in translation. As Rabbi Peretz Wolf-Person teaches, even et can be a key. Using a teaching from Professor Daniel Matt, he says that et is comprised of the first and last letters of the Hebrew alphabet, Aleph and Tav. And because of this, it means nothing, but it expresses everything. It came to represent all of the qualities of the divine as embodied in the Shekhinah, the felt presence of God. And in the final chapter of the book of Exodus, which we read this week, the tabernacle at Mishkan is finally built. And according to my count, the word et appears at least 61 times in the chapter. Rabbi Peretz teaches that each of these 61 Aleph Tavs represents the continued presence of the sacred as each small piece of the Mishkan was being assembled. Every clasp, plank, bars, posts, socket, and pole, each and every member of the community brings the et, the Aleph and Omega, the beginning and the end, the totality and the divine presence. No person or part is unimportant. Each is bringing et. What brought me to speak about grammar and this word tonight came from me diving into the meaning of another word from the final chapter of Exodus. The final word of the book, in fact. Mis ahem. The word stuck out to me because the root, mem samach ayin, masa, can have seemingly very different meanings. As Rashi explains, at present, at every station when the Israelites were traveling through the wilderness, there was a masa. That's what these would be called, a masa. However, masa can also be translated as journey. Rashi says that both of these meanings are present in the word, and the reason is because that when the Israelites stopped at each station along the way in their journey, the cloud of the divine presence rested upon the tabernacle in the place where they camped. Thus, a place where they encamped, Masa, can also be journey. The place of encampment the Israelites always set out again from was on a new journey. And therefore, all the different stages of their journeys, including the places where they camped, are also called Masa. The final word of Exodus is both a stopping point and a point of continuation. When we finish reading any book of Torah, our tradition is to say, Hazak, Hazak, V'nit Hazek. Be strong, and let us strengthen one another. This Shabbat, as this community prepares for a conversation next week about the future of Kol Ami, let us take et, the word that means nothing but can represent everything, including all the aspects of the Shekhinah, the divine presence, and pair that with Masa, a word that represents God's presence during every step of a journey, as a special invitation to stop and think of all the ways you have felt strengthened by this community and how you can continue to strengthen one another. Use this Shabbat to reflect on this coming week, which brings a particularly special and important moment for Kol Ami. But also do not forget that the end of one chapter is still a part of a larger journey. Shabbat Shalom. I now would love to invite up Murray from our board to share some announcements.
Good evening. I am Murray Levine, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Kol Ami, I want to welcome you to Congregation Kol Ami and wish you a Shabbat Shalom. We want to thank Rabbi Lutz for leading tonight's service, along with rabbinic intern Frankie Saltzman and Lisa Edwards on piano. Thank you. And thank you to Travis Smith for audio and visual, and Leonard Seelig for helping set up tonight's oneg. Lots of announcements tonight, which is good. Lots going on here. Next week, our Barbie-themed Purim Spiel, next Friday, March 22nd. Our Shabbat service begins at 6:30, followed by dinner and a performance you won't want to miss. Due to an overwhelming response, you must now call the office if you want to register. Our monthly prophetic Torah study will be tomorrow morning, which is prophetic. Saturday, March 16th at 10 a.m. Please register online for the Zoom link. On Tuesday, March 19th at 7:30 p.m., we will be having a congregational meeting to vote to confirm the board's selection of Rabbi Lindy Resnick as our new senior rabbi. And this is what Frankie was alluding to when they spoke about the future of Kol Ami. For those who cannot attend, we will be meeting in person and online, and for those who cannot attend either, proxies are in the lobby, so please fill them out on your way out if you cannot attend. Only members in good standing may vote. Please check your email for more information. Also on Tuesday, March 19th, is Pride Night at the LA Kings game. Our own Evan Cohen is making arrangements for tickets, so please reach out to Evan directly. His contact and more info is on our website. And if you do go to that, be sure to fill out your proxy. Our monthly Lunch and Learn is on Wednesday, March 20th at 12 noon. These sessions are jointly led by our Rabbi Lutz and Rabbi Julian Cameron of BCC. Register through our website for the Zoom link. In the upcoming session, rabbinic intern Frankie Saltzman shares their rabbinic capstone, a guide for adapting birth and Beit Mitzvot rituals for queer and trans Jews. Saturday, March 24th at 11 a.m., the women of Kol Ami, WOCA, are hosting a brainstorming session at Kol Ami. Please register and help WOCA create great programming. And on Friday, March 29th, join us for a special Shabbat service, including a participation of men of Kol Ami, MOCA. Following the service, there is a no-host dinner at Aroma Bar and Grill up on Sunset. Please register for the dinner so we know how many people will be attending. Saturday, April 13th at 12 noon, join the Tzedek Council of Kol Ami as we continue our support of the Hollywood Food Coalition by assembling lunch bags for their Sunday lunch distribution program. We always need volunteers, and it's a good time while helping a worthy cause. The next book circle will be April 27th at 4 p.m., led by Dr. Jane Drucker. We'll be reading Stockholm by Noah Yedlin. 4 friends conspire to help their friend win a well-earned Nobel Prize. Problem is, he's dead. Discover how far they'll go to help their friend die a winner. And as always, we hope you'll keep up to date on all that is happening at Congregation Kol Ami by visiting our website, kol-ami.org. Thank you for joining us. Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom. Thanks, Mary. One more thing before we join together in Aleinu. As many of you know, in the days surrounding Purim, we're obligated to participate in a mitzvah called Matanot LeEvyonim. This mitzvah derives from Mordechai and Esther's efforts to save their people's lives. So we give gifts to those in need. We extend the mitzvah beyond caring solely for our own people to offering support for any in need of our support here in our community and beyond. So as many of you know, for months now, our congregation's website has provided resources through which we can support the Israeli victims of October 7th. It was and remains vital for us to do so, to offer our support for all those impacted by this terrible tragedy. But we have to extend our hearts and resources beyond the border as well, offering more than just our prayers for the innocent victims in Gaza. So in that regard, we will be adding 2 additional charities to our website, which is dedicated to supporting the victims of October 7th. We'll be adding Chef Jose Andres' World Central Kitchen and the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. Both agencies have received very high ratings from Charity Navigator, an independent evaluator of charities' fiscal management. And in particular, the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund has, for over a decade, held a 4-star rating on Charity Navigator. So we hope you'll be able to continue to support the victims, all the victims on both sides of this terrible tragedy as we search for a way to bring peace to the Middle East. And with that, we're going to turn to Elenu.
Yes. We rise together from page 586.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. We now turn as a community to hold one another and think of all of those we wish were still with us, but who are no longer. In particular, this Shabbat, our community thinks of Irene Locks, who's memorialized here in our synagogue with a plaque. We also think of Yusuf Lukido, Billy Bunch, Bertha Skolnick, Ruth Bergen Rothenberg, Estelle Polyakov, Joel Andrew Shanbrom, Evelyn Ruth Rich, Sidney Levin, Barry David Shanbrom, Fran Shanbrom, Zelda Shechman, Rose Brodsky, all of whom your sites fall this Shabbat. We also think of those whose families are in a period of Shiva or Shloshim, Evelyn Ingram, Phyllis Reback, Blanche Heisitz, and Harold Igdaloff. If there are any other names that you are thinking of this evening and you would like to share them, I invite you to stand now and offer their names. We add to this anyone who may be on the hearts of those joining us online as we stand together as a community for the words of Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divrach hirute ve'amlich malchute. Behayechon uv'yomechon uv'haye dehol beit Yisrael. Ba'gala uv'izman kariv ve'imru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'amei amaya. Yit barach v'yish tabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh. V'yit hadar v'yit haleh v'yit halal shemei dekutsha b'rihu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'ama ve'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru. Amen. May their memories all be for a blessing. Zivronam livracha. You may be seated. We now will sing Hazak, the words that we say since we finished Exodus today.
So when we finish a book of Torah, we say a blessing, as Frankie has mentioned, Chazak, Chazak, v'nit chazek. Be strong, and together we will be strengthened. It is a reference to the fact that we are stronger together than we can ever be apart. And we continue to learn, we continue to grow, we continue to come together as community to strengthen each other. So, I know you're all sitting, but it's typically not what we do at the end of services. So you can stand and join together and be stronger together. Seems appropriate for the song. So, we have come from near and far to raise our voice in song. And the more we join in the refrain, the more we can feel strong. Chazak, Chazak, v'nit chazek. There is a power in this place and time. It shapes the rest of our lives. For when we return each year, we find a truth we can deny. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Be strong, let us celebrate our lives. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Chazak, Chazak, v'nit chazek. Chazak, Chazak, v'nit chazek. As we sing, we link ourselves to those who came before, and our strength, it will endure. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Be strong, let us celebrate our lives. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Chazak, Chazak, v'nit chazek. Chazak, Chazak, v'nit chazek.
We now will do motzi before we have a lovely oneg outside. I invite anyone who wants to come on up and say it together.
Especially guests, we'd love to invite our guests to come up. And if you do come up, just be careful, don't block the camera. So everybody at home can see who's here.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, everyone.